Howdy, this is Karen from Karen Dawn Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to work a provisional cast on using a crochet hook and casting on directly over your knitting needle. For this method, you need a crochet hook about the same size as the needle you'll use for your project, your working yarn, and waste yarn for your provisional cast on. For your waste yarn, I recommend a very smooth yarn, and cotton is a pretty good yarn to use for the waste yarn. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you need to do is take your waste yarn and your crochet hook, make a slip knot, and put it on your crochet hook. And then go ahead and crochet a couple of chain stitches. So wrap the yarn around and pull it through. Again, wrap the yarn around and pull it through. And now we're going to get our knitting needle and put it right here below your crochet hook. Make sure the yarn is coming from behind the knitting needle, and you're going to do that same movement. So wrap it around the crochet hook and pull it through that loop, and the stitch is being put onto your knitting needle. So take your yarn, make it go behind the knitting needle again, wrap the crochet hook and pull it through. Again, take your yarn, make it go in behind the knitting needle, wrap it around the crochet hook and pull it through. Show you one more time. Yarn behind the knitting needle, wrap it around the crochet hook and pull it through. And as you see, we are getting, here we go, stitches on the knitting needle. So there they are, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have a crochet chain that's forming along the bottom that we'll be able to unzip whenever we want to remove these stitches. So at the end, when you have all of the stitches on your knitting needle that you need for your pattern, go ahead and chain a couple of extra stitches down here on this end. There we go. And then just pull the rest of the working yarn through. Then what you'll want to do is go back to that beginning end, here we go down here, and tie a knot in this side. And the knot lets you know that when you come back at the end to unzip this crochet chain, you are going to not pull from this end. You're going to use the end without the knot. So next, you take your knitting needles, and you've got stitches right here on your needle. So all you have to do is just knit these stitches straight onto your needle, your next needle, using your yarn that you're going to use for your project. Now go ahead and follow your pattern to see what the first row is. I'm going to just go ahead and knit this first row for the demonstration. So got that started. Make sure you're not using your tail. And just knit all of the stitches here that you have cast on provisionally. And there we go. We've come to the end, and you can see now you've got your first row of actual stitches for your project and your provisional cast on. So now it's time to take our provisional cast on and remove it and get these stitches to be live stitches on our needle again. So you want to check your tails. Here's the one with the knot, so that's not the side we're going to use. So instead we're going to come over here. What you want to do is unpick this part right here. Just, here we go, pull that out, and then you'll be able to start pulling the chain apart. So you want to have your knitting needle and pull the chain until you start to see a live stitch. We'll turn it this way, get that tail kind of out of the way. All right, so here we go. Here is our first live stitch. It's right there. You can see stitch there. So you insert your knitting needle into that stitch, and you can see I've kind of grabbed some of that waste yarn there, so be careful. And then I can unzip, remove that waste yarn, and come and find this next one. So go ahead and again grab the loop and pull that through. Grab the loop, pull, grab the loop, pull, and when you get to the end, make sure that you get this last one. There you go. And you can pull the waste yarn out. There we go. And now these stitches are live on my needle again. I hope you found this tutorial to be helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I am Karen Dawn on Ravelry and Karen Dawn Knits on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks, and happy knitting!